Hey guys, welcome to another great episode of the Anime Breakdown Show. I am your host with the most, your boy, vxKingPinxv, coming at you guys with another great breakdown. This is going to be a Naruto manga chapter breakdown, 622 to the other side. This was a really good backstory. Some great character development of Hashirama and your boy Madara, but we won't give out any surnames. This was about 17 pages long, and we got to learn a lot about Hashirama of the Senju clan. We didn't learn too much backstory on Madara, and I think that's because we already have a good idea of his backstory, and it focused on your boy Hashirama. And it started off them back at the river, skipping stones, still trying to get the stone across, but they were analyzing each other's skills. Like Hashirama noticed that the way he was skipping the stone might have been because, he knew how to do shuriken or whatever the case may be. So they were kind of analyzing each other, breaking each other down. They were just being kids, but they wasn't giving each other too much information until a body started rolling down the river. Due to the war. So your boy Hashirama walked across the river, and that's when Madara knew he was a shinobi as well. So they wasn't threatened by each other. They obviously they both had some type of skill, so they're able to be on their own without being scared or nervous. And they were away from the war at that point in time. So I guess they were like in a safe zone, or where they felt that they were in a safe zone. Once your boy, Hashirama noticed, what the dead body was, and he noticed the clan name, he decided to get back home to his family, where we met his father, Tobirama, his other brother, and the what's his name? Just trying to think. Idorama. They had another brother, and his hair was white and black. So remember, the second Hokage's hair was white. Hashirama's hair was black, and they made this kid's hair white and black. So it represented the both of them, okay? They were all shinobi. The dad was like militant, tough, and he felt the only way he could show his kids love was to make them great shinobi. I can understand basically why he felt that way, because in the time they lived, if he let his kids be weak, he knew they were done. They were finished. So having strength was the way to go. Now, Hashirama challenged his father and his beliefs when it came to, destroying your enemies or whatever. And he even, at one point, basically knocked the shit out of his own son. And, his, brother stepped in, Tobirama, to kind of say, look, chill out. He doesn't know what he's doing, Dad. He's talking crazy talk, yada, yada, yada. And he's kind of feeling depressed because he's like, we need to make an alliance and this and that. So obviously he's not a total kid. He's more like a teenager, maybe in his preteens, like 12 or 13 or something like that. And his dad doesn't, respect his views, because at this point in time, they don't see an end to the fighting. There's no one like Hashirama who wants to stand up for what they believe in and say, look, let's stop the fighting, let's stop the killing. We don't even know what we're killing for. We just hate each other just to hate each other. So the Senju and the Uchiha clan have been going at it literally for generations. Okay, so it kind of all starts to make sense why they ended the war. Now, obviously, Sasuke, and I'm kind of getting off track. Obviously, Sasuke is one of the last with the Uchiha clan. Now, even though he's causing chaos, he's not able, well, he could be able to cause a war, but if you kill Sasuke, you just stop the bleeding. You finally stop the bleeding. There's no one left, unless they're going to have some mysterious baby who grows up and be like, I'm going to come back and get you guys for tearing up my clan, even though he never knew anybody. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But we can understand how long this has been, progressing. Now, the difference is Madara didn't have the same beliefs as Hashirama, or they did at one point, or they had a sense of knowing each other without knowing each other, kind of feeling or emotion within this manga chapter. But we always, I guess now you can see where Hashirama's always had this diplomatic, I guess you say, air about himself, where he doesn't want to fight. He knows that there's a better way. Uh, and their dad is basically like, turning you children into worthy shinobi means that I love you. Like, he loves them so much, he has to assume that one day they're going to die, and by making them the best and to be all they can be, without that, they're dead. And to a sense, that's true, because both of them died protecting the people they love, protecting their families, creating a village. And without their dad being hard on them as he did, they wouldn't have became the great men that they were. Even though their beliefs were different, they wouldn't have never became the great men that they were. So obviously, Tobirama, the second Hokage, takes more after his father. Remember, he has more of a serious personality like his dad. But I guess that kind of evened things out with Hashirama being as joyful, loving, compassionate as he is, because without that, maybe things will be a lot different. Maybe Tobirama wouldn't have been so acceptable, accepting to becoming, creating this village and making peace and things of that nature. Maybe the war could have continued. Then you also see that at one point in time, all three brothers are fighting this, that, and the other, and their Iterama, whatever how you say his name. If you want to try to correct me, well, you really can't, because you can't tell me how to pronounce it. You can only write it down. Ite Tobirama, he obviously he died, and that's going to create a lot of motion about how Hashirama feels about this whole process, this whole war, and it's just going to transcend to make him want peace and make him strive for peace. Now, obviously, he doesn't get it right away. That's when Naruto comes in play, the history of it all. So I like the way the story's panning out. It's kind of hard to get the exact thoughts of everything based off just reading these chapters, but it does work. Before I get too sidetracked, I do want to jump back on, and I like the fact that towards the end of this, you get to see emotion from both sides for the first time. You get to see Madara and Hashirama interact with each other as children, which is, to me, kind of more powerful, more exciting, things of that nature. And you also get to see where his passion for peace comes from. The first Hokage's passion for peace. And that's really good. It sucks that the third brother died. I guess it would have been cool. I guess they just threw them in there I guess he really wasn't needed, because neither one of them turned out to be bad or good based off their brother dying in the war. Obviously, an Uchiha member killed him, but Hashirama harbored no ill will. So Itama, sucks. We don't know much about him. I don't think we're ever going to really know much about him. And to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter. But obviously, there's a lot of death when it comes to war. So, it didn't really shape them more, made Hashirama want peace. Now, we also get to learn that Madara said he had 4 brothers. We only knew of one, but he said he had 4. Unless that's some Uchiha clan thing where they claim everybody's their brothers or whatever the case may be. But when they meet back at the river, he knows that Hashirama's sad, he's feeling bad, and he's trying to be a friend, I guess you could say, to a certain extent. And that kind of pretty much sums it up. Finally, he gets the stone across the river or whatever. That's why it's called To the Other Side. And they're basically trying to make each other feel better. Right at the end, it said, "This time it finally looks like there's no one." That's what Madara says, and it says, "At last, not only you, but I got to the other side too." And it says his wish is to reach the other side. So it's like they're trying to show you a lot of projected feelings that they're not explaining, but that they are there. So it can be kind of confusing. I think it's going to be better once we actually see the story and the talking, and we can actually just sit down and appreciate it without having trying to decipher what all the different, panels mean or whatever the case may be. But besides all that, I think the backstory is really good. You guys really need to share with me if you feel that way. How do you guys depict things coming about? What do you guys want to see? Because at this point, it's not over. Okay, we're gonna get more backstory. I'm not really sure where it's gonna go, and to be honest with you, I don't really care to where it's gonna go to a certain extent. So I am gonna give my thoughts about it, but it should be good. That's what it should be good. So just stay tuned. Tell me what you guys thought. If I didn't mention something that was important, please mention it down below. Correct anything you want to correct. Just be cool about it. And as always, do your thing below and rate, comment, and subscribe, man. Peace.